Badoop.
Hi guys, my name is Ariel, and today I'm going to be doing a book review for Near the Bone by Christina Henry. I did this as a buddy read with my friend Kayla from Kayla Linzen, and this was a great book. I knew nothing about it going in. Kayla suggested it, and man, was it great. So the story starts out in the middle of winter, in the middle of the woods, and our main character is Maddie, and she is dressed in like what I can only describe as like Little House on the Prairie, but winter style clothes. She lives in the shack with her husband, and she's walking down a path, and she sees this disemboweled, dismembered fox. And she's just like, it's the dead of winter. Why would a bear leave its kill here instead of taking it with it? And why is it disemboweled like that? That's probably wrong. So she goes and gets her husband William to show him what's going on, and she's terrified of William because when William gets confused or scared or just generally upset at anything, he takes it out on our girl Maddie. So, trigger warning, if you do not like abuse, whether that be physical violence, sexual, mental, skip it. Just totally skip it. So William sees this fox and he's just like, what kind of bear would do this? This must be a big bear. I'm gonna kill this bear. So you feel like it's gonna be this like macho bravado, like he wants to hunt this bear to keep his lady safe type deal. No. No, you would be very wrong, because that's what I thought, and I was very, very wrong. It takes a completely different direction. So later on in the book, you do have some more characters that they find, and William is just like, I don't want this. Get them away from here. I need to get them away from my wife and my home. And Maddie does take the brunt of his anger, and Maddie is a shut-in. She knows no one. She's been nowhere her whole life. From her childhood, basically, she remembers nothing but her husband, William. And that is literally all I can say about the book without completely ruining it. It is fast-paced. There is so much action. There is never a dull moment, ever. I never read this book and thought, wow, this chapter's slow. No. I actually, one of my coworkers picked up the book while I was at work, and she started reading it, and she's like, I'm gonna read this. And I'm like, cool, take my library book home. Read my library book. So I downloaded the audiobook. I did listen to a couple chapters on it. I do tend to flip back and forth in books between audio and physical, but in this case it was hard because Maddie's voice was so cemented in my head and how I heard it. The narrator, she was great, but she didn't quite sound like I wanted her to, like in my head. She didn't sound as feeble, and so that was enough for me. So before I give you my pros and cons, I'm gonna let Kayla tell you what she thought.
Hey book peeps, and for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Kayla and I did this buddy read with Ariel on Near the Bone by Christina Henry. Now I gave this book 5 stars. I mean, the more I think about it and the more I've been talking about it, maybe it's not quite a 5-star, but it's pretty dang close, like pretty close. So I'm just gonna leave it at 5 stars because I'm not gonna do like 4.95, okay? Because that's really what it would be if I was being like, whatever, it's 5 stars, okay? So for me, I really, really enjoyed this story. I loved the atmosphere, okay? We are up on a mountain and it's the winter time, so there's like snow everywhere and it's very isolated, and you feel that. You feel like you are isolated on this mountain and you are kind of following this girl named Maddie, and you feel her pain, okay? Her physical and mental pain, okay? You feel it throughout this whole thing, and I really enjoyed that. Another thing I also enjoyed were the characters. I don't usually enjoy all the characters. There's like a 50% chance that I'm not even gonna like the main character in a book I've read, because that also happens. My last book review I did not like the main character. So I was pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed all the characters, well, aside from William, but no one's supposed to even like him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, aside from him, I really did enjoy all the characters that we come to know throughout the story. And yeah, I got kind of upset and a little sad because the characters I enjoyed, you know, they go through things, you know. And the only con I have wasn't even really a con for me specifically, but I'd have to say is that it's an ambiguous ending. So if you're not into those, you're not gonna really, I don't think you're gonna enjoy this because the ending is satisfying, but there are ambiguous aspects happening. So those are really my overall thoughts on the novel and just the overall feeling I have from reading this novel. And thank you, Ariel, for sticking through with this buddy read, because yeah, I was a little slumpy there, and this book took a lot longer for us to read than it should have because of me. I'll take the full blame for that. And yeah, that's all I got. So bye, book peeps.
Thanks, Kayla, for your thoughts. If you guys do not follow Kayla already, please go follow her because she is fantastic. She's one of the best friends that I've ever had in my life, by the way. She is fantastic. So if you've never seen my videos before, you know that I like to start with a con first so that way we end on a good note. Most of my cons have to do with the ending, but I do have one that doesn't. So Maddie and William are in a shack in the middle of the woods, yeah? And nobody ever gets to the property. I'm assuming that there's private property signs everywhere, but like no one's ever wandered into this private property that doesn't have a fence. Like, signs or no signs, like, no one's ever wandered in because people are just generally curious. I know for a fact that when I was much younger, well, I can't even say much younger, whatever. If I saw a private property keep out sign, I was like, what are they hiding? Why am I not gonna go in there? And I would go, and I would get in trouble. But sometimes, maybe not. But anyway, so like nobody did that. Nobody found them prior. Or maybe they did and we just don't know about it and William just like shot and killed them. Who knows? My other cons have to do with the ending. So, the ending, I know some people like kind of abrupt endings. This one was very abrupt. It was satisfying, but it was abrupt. We don't get to see anything past that. That bothers me because like I was building up to understand that this was probably gonna be like not necessarily a happy ending, but like a good ending, and then it just stopped. Full stop. Somebody pulled the pull cord on the train. That's it. That was it. And I was very disappointed in that. Also, this one's kind of a spoiler, so I'll have this up here until what I'm saying is over. There is a monster, and we never get to find out what it looks like, and that is so disappointing. Very disappointing. But those are pretty much my only cons. So, pros. The book was so fast-paced. Like, it did take me a while to read, because I kept having to put it down and pick it up, and put it down and pick it up, and then my friend had it, and then, But it was fast-paced. Once you got going, it was hard to put it down, even when I had to. Another pro is the characters. They were so well written that they felt real. All of them have very distinct personalities. They were so believable. You felt for them. You rooted for them. You felt like you were on this journey with them, no matter how terrifying it was. And here's a bigger pro. I do not get scared by books all that easily, but my anxiety was up. Like, I was feeling it the whole time I was in it. And that for me is just like an A+ for anything that I read. Yes. Another pro I had was the gore. There was several bits of gore, and y'all know I like a little goriness in my book. Well, a lot of goriness in my books, but it was well written. It was very visual. This book had a lot less atmospheric writing than I am used to in books that I really enjoy, but it was still good. Now, I got this copy at the library, and I'm sure you could probably find it at your local library as well, or online, or at your local bookstore, or anywhere, but I recommend picking this up. I personally gave this book 4 stars, and I recommend it to anybody who likes psychological thrillers. It is fantastic. So that is all for me, guys, and I will see you later. Bye!